Welcome back to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. It's time, once again, for another depressing dose of dismal Disney. I'm going to begin this video with a hypothetical situation. Let's say that you are the star of a big, expensive superhero movie. Then let's say that you are on a stage in front of a large audience talking about the movie in order to promote it. Would you say positive things about the movie and the character that you are portraying, or would you start saying negative things about the movie and the character instead? Or would you go so far as to start saying negative things about the country that the character is supposed to be from? Naturally, I think it would be fairly safe to assume that the studio that produced the movie would want you to only say very positive things about the movie, the character that you're portraying, and the country that the character is supposed to be from. Because if you start to say negative things about your character or the country that it's supposed to be from while talking about the movie in front of a live audience, do you think that it's going to encourage people to want to go and see the movie, or do you think that it might do the exact opposite and discourage them from wanting to see the movie? Again, this is all just a hypothetical situation, because as the hypothetical star of this hypothetical movie, anything that you might hypothetically say about the movie while speaking live on stage could potentially cause serious financial ramifications if this was an actual movie that's about to premiere at the worldwide box office in a few weeks. So would you be concerned about the movie's potential box office earnings, or would you say anything that just so happened to pop up in your head without thinking about the potential consequences of your words? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this hypothetical situation actually just recently happened. But before proceeding, if you're enjoying this video, please consider pressing the like button, and if you'd like to see more of my content, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel. And I want to convey my deepest thanks and appreciation to everyone who has subscribed. Let's take a look at an article that was published on January 28th, 2025 by the website comicbookmovie.com that's entitled Captain America 4-star Anthony Mackie says he doesn't think Cap should represent the term America. Oh, really? Is Anthony Mackie colorblind? Did he not notice that the Captain America costume that he wore in the movie just so happens to be red, white, and blue, and is based on the design of the American flag? Does he not know the backstory of the character Steve Rogers, who is the character that Mackie's character Sam Wilson is replacing? If he had any doubts, all he'd have to do is to Google it and find this description on the Britannica website. Captain America, who was created by writer Joe Simon and artist Jack Kirby for timely later Marvel Comics, debuted in March 1941 in Captain America Comics #1. Steve Rogers, a would-be Army enlistee who was rejected by recruiters because of his small size, volunteers to receive a top-secret serum and is transformed into a super soldier. Dubbed Captain America and clad in a red, white, and blue costume with a matching Stars and Stripes shield, Rogers joins the US Army and acquires a sidekick, plucky regimental mascot Bucky Barnes, and embarks on a career of enthusiastic German soldier bashing. So does that description of the Captain America character imply that he does or does not represent America? I may be going out on a limb here, but I'm going to have to say that he does. So when Anthony Mackie said that Captain America shouldn't represent America, was that a jab at actual US military veterans who are deservedly proud of their service to the country? Because a lot of people aren't too happy about what Mackie said. But let's read the article. Captain America Brave New World star Anthony Mackie appeared at a recent event to promote the next Marvel Studios movie, and the actor made some comments about what he feels the iconic character should be seen to represent that have come in for quite a bit of backlash online. Mackie's Sam Wilson inherited the mantle and shield from Steve Rogers, who was portrayed by Chris Evans in 2019's Avengers Endgame, and officially became the MCU's new Sentinel of Liberty in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Disney Plus series. Brave New World will be his first big screen outing as Cap. Mackie said Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term America should be one of those representations. Did Anthony Mackie fail to notice that Captain America was named for America? It's kind of hard to miss that since it's part of the iconic character's name. So I have no idea how or why his statement even entered into his mind. Mackie said, quote, "It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity, someone who is trustworthy and dependable," unquote. So by having said that Captain America shouldn't represent America, is Mackie implying that America has no honor, dignity, integrity, trustworthiness, or dependability? Because that's one possible interpretation of his own words. Either way, his comment was genuinely stupid, and I don't believe that it's going to help the movie's box office earnings in the US. If anything, his comments might just have caused many to not want to bother seeing the movie at all. But I'll read a bit more of the article. Some feel that Mackie's comments have been at least somewhat misconstrued, and that he actually meant that America shouldn't be all that the hero represents. While this could be the case and the actor simply misspoke, it's very clearly not what he said. And I completely agree with that final statement. Maybe Mackie did misspeak, but he didn't bother to try to correct himself while he was on stage. But this next paragraph shows Mackie contradicting himself. Quote, "I think it's just as important for black kids to see a black Captain America as it is for white kids," unquote, Mackie said in a separate video interview. But he also said, quote, "Growing up, my favorite hero was Green. It wasn't about race or anything. It was about him being a good guy trying to do the right thing," unquote. So by his own admission, Mackie didn't need a black superhero so that he'd be able to identify with the character. This contradicts a key DEI and woke identity politics talking point, that people need to see themselves represented by their own race, gender, sexual orientation, or whatever in order to identify with those fictional characters. And then Mackie further reinforces what he had just said. Quote, "It's very important for kids of all races to be able to watch and have someone to look up to, no matter what they look like, and see that the package comes with a good human being as opposed to what they've been perceived as by everyone else," unquote. To be honest, I don't know what Anthony Mackie was trying to say when he said that Captain America shouldn't represent America, but the possibility of it being a socio-political message cannot be ruled out. But as the World of Real website shared, Anthony Mackie issued a statement on social media on January 29th, the day after his controversial remark became public knowledge. And the possibility exists that someone at Disney or Marvel Studios may have pressed him to make some kind of a public apology, given all of the negative PR his comment created only weeks before his very expensive Captain America Brave New World movie is scheduled to premiere. But in his statement, he didn't actually say that he was sorry. It was more of a clarification, which is how The Hollywood Reporter described it in its article. And this is what Mackie wrote. Quote, "Let me be clear about this. I'm a proud American, and taking on the shield of a hero like Cap is the honor of a lifetime. I have the utmost respect for those who serve and have served our country. Cap has universal characteristics that people all over the world can relate to," unquote. To me, since he didn't actually express any remorse about his original comments about America, some may choose to not want to see his movie at all. But, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Do you think that Anthony Mackie deliberately wanted to disparage the United States, or do you think he simply misspoke? Do you believe that his later comment that he posted on social media was adequate as a clarification, or do you think that he should have expressed an actual apology? And did his original comment encourage you to not want to see his upcoming movie, Captain America: Brave New World? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to each and every one of you who has subscribed to support this channel. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, X, and Blue Sky by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.